Hello, my magnificent and radiant Leo souls, and welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom. I am your guide, and I am so honored to hold this sacred space with you today. If you have been guided to this reading, know that it is a divine appointment. Your royal heart is seeking answers, and the universe is ready to speak directly to you. Let me ask you something, my dear Leo. Have you been feeling it? That undeniable pull from someone in your past? It's not a whisper, it's more like a phantom warmth. A ghost of the spotlight you once shone upon them. They may not be reaching out, but you, with your incredible intuition, can feel their mind drifting back to you, can't you? You can sense them searching for a light that went out the moment they walked away from you. Today, we are unlocking a profound mystery. We will step through the Lion's Gate for a special tarot reading focused on that very person, the one who still thinks of you, who is still drawn to your unforgettable radiance, even as they stand in the shadow of a new relationship with someone else. This is more than a tarot reading. This is a journey back to the throne of your own heart. It's an exploration of your immense power and the indelible mark you leave on everyone you choose to love. By the end of our time together, you will not be wondering what to do. You will be crowned with the clarity and self-worth to make a decision that honors your magnificent soul. You will know whether to finally close the door to your kingdom or to consider if they are worthy of re-entry. So, before we begin this sacred work, if your generous, golden heart has ever been taken for granted, I invite you to join our soul family here at Cosmic Wisdom. Press that subscribe button now as a declaration of your own self-worth. And bless this reading with a like, so its empowering frequency can reach every other lion and lioness who needs to remember their own power. Are you ready to reclaim your crown? If your heart roars yes, I want you to go to the comments right now and declare it to the universe. Type, "I am the ruler of my own heart." Let us begin this journey back to your throne. First, let us address the fundamental question that brought you here. Why can they not forget you? What is this powerful magnetic pull that you still have over them, even from a distance, even with a new person in their life? To understand this, my dear Leo, we must understand the very nature of your love. You are ruled by the sun. You are the center of the zodiac, the source of warmth, life, and creative power. When you love someone, you don't just give them your affection. You bestow upon them your light. You place them at the center of your universe, and you make them feel like the most extraordinary, celebrated, and important person in the world. To be loved by a Leo is to have a personal sun shining just for you. It is a glorious, life-affirming experience. And confirming this cosmic truth, the very first card to grace our reading is the Six of Cups. For many, this is a card of simple, sweet memories. But in the context of your magnificent energy, this card signifies something so much deeper. It speaks of a golden age, a time when they felt truly seen, adored, and celebrated in a way they had never experienced before, and I assure you will never experience again. This card represents their memory of what it felt like to be your king or your queen. It's the memory of your boundless generosity, your fierce loyalty, and the way your belief in them made them feel capable of conquering the world. You didn't just love them, you illuminated them. You saw the gold within them and polished it until it shone for all to see. This new person in their life, they might offer affection, they might offer companionship, but they cannot offer the sun. They cannot replicate the feeling of being the main character in an epic love story, because only you, the regal Leo, can direct that kind of production. So when you sense them thinking of you, it's because their world has grown dimmer. They are living in the twilight, and their soul remembers what it felt like to live in the full, glorious light of your love. You did not leave an emotional fingerprint. You left a solar imprint on their soul, a permanent mark of warmth and radiance that they now shiver in the absence of. The Six of Cups is not just their nostalgia, it is their soul's profound yearning for the light. They are a planet that has lost its star, drifting in the cold and wondering why nothing feels as vibrant or as real as it did when they were in your orbit. And now, my brave lions, we must turn our gaze to the difficult truth that sits at the heart of this situation. Even as they pine for your light, they have chosen to stand in a shadow. They have invited another person into their life. And the card that lays this reality bare is the sharp and undeniable Three of Swords. This card, with its image of a heart pierced through, speaks of painful truths, betrayal, and the sorrow that comes from a broken connection. It is the tangible evidence of the wound to your loyal, magnificent heart. But let us examine this through the lens of your power. Why would someone who was bathed in the glorious light of your love choose someone else? The answer, so often, is not because the other person is better. It's because they were not strong enough to stand in your light. Your love, Leo, demands courage. It asks your partner to shine as brightly as you do. It encourages them to be their best, most authentic, most magnificent self. For a soul who is insecure or fearful of their own potential, this can be intimidating. It is far easier to choose a flickering candle than to stand next to the sun. It is easier to be with someone whose lesser light doesn't demand that they rise to the occasion. The new person is not your replacement. They are a refuge from the responsibility of greatness that you inspired. They are a comfortable shadow where your ex can hide from their own potential. They chose ease over evolution. They chose comfort over courage. And here is the cosmic truth that the Three of Swords wants you to understand. This new person cannot see them the way you did. They cannot inspire them the way you did. They cannot make them feel like royalty because they themselves do not possess a kingdom in their heart to share. This new relationship is, at its core, an act of settling. It is them choosing a life in black and white because they were afraid of the vibrant, brilliant colors you painted their world with. This is not a competition you have lost. In fact, you were never even in a competition. You are in a league of your own. Your value is inherent, it is radiant and self-sustaining, just like the sun. Their choice to be with someone else does not dim your light one single bit. It only proves they were not equipped with the sunglasses needed to handle your brilliance. So when you feel the sting of this situation, I want you to see that Three of Swords not as a reflection of your worth, but as a testament to your power. The fact that they had to find someone else is proof of how profoundly impactful your presence was. If your generous heart has ever been betrayed by someone choosing a lesser love, I want you to claim your worth in the comments below. Write this powerful truth for all to see. My love is a throne, not a stepping stone. Let us fill this space with the energy of self-respect and regal power. So what truly happens behind the closed doors of this new relationship? What are they feeling when the performance of being happy and moved on is over for the day? To find out, we must venture into the hidden landscape of their psyche, and the card that lights our way is the incredibly revealing moon in reverse. When the moon card is upright, it represents illusion, confusion, and hidden anxieties. But when it turns itself around, the murky waters clear. The illusions are shattered. The self-deception can no longer be maintained. The moon reversed is a moment of stark, undeniable, and often painful clarity, and what it is revealing in their heart is a deep, gnawing regret. This is not a simple, "I miss you." This is a profound, ego-shattering regret. It is the realization that they traded the lead role in a blockbuster epic for a walk-on part in a low-budget drama. It is the dawning horror that they willingly gave up the one person who made them feel truly alive. On the surface, they may be projecting an image of contentment, but the moon reversed tells us that inwardly they are comparing everything. Every laugh feels hollow compared to the sound of your genuine joy. Every compliment feels like a whisper compared to the roar of your approval. They are living a life of comparison, and this new person is constantly coming up short. Why? Because you set the bar at the level of the gods, and they have chosen to live among mortals. The regret that the moon reversed speaks of is the regret of cowardice. They know, in their heart of hearts, that they were not brave enough for your love. They were not bold enough to build an empire with you. And now, they look at their life and see not a kingdom, but a small, safe cottage, and the emptiness of that choice is becoming deafening. They may never admit this to you. They may never even fully admit it to themselves. But in those quiet, honest moments, the truth floods their soul. They didn't just lose a partner, they lost their biggest fan, their most loyal subject, their most passionate champion. They lost the person who saw them as a king or queen, and in doing so, they have demoted themselves to a commoner. And that, for someone who has tasted royalty, is a private and devastating hell. So, what happens when this private hell becomes too much to bear? When the quiet desperation of their dimmer life becomes unbearable? The tarot points to a predictable, almost inevitable next act, a return, an attempt to re-enter your golden orbit. But you must be wise, my noble Leo, for this is not a triumphant homecoming. It is the return of an exile. The cards that signal this movement are a fascinating and telling combination. The Knight of Cups comes forward, but he is shrouded in the energy of the Five of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups is the emotional emissary, coming toward you with what looks like an offering of love. But his companion card, the Five of Pentacles, reveals his true motive. This is the card of being left out in the cold, of poverty, of spiritual and emotional lack. He is not returning because his cup overflows with love for you. He is returning because his own cup is empty. He is not coming back to crown you. He is coming back because he is freezing and remembers the warmth of your fire. He is lost and alone, and he is seeking the sanctuary of your kingdom because he has been cast out of his own poor excuse for one. And this, my magnificent Leo, is the ultimate test of your newfound sovereignty. The old you, the you with a wounded pride, might have seen his return as a validation. You might have seen it as proof that you were the better choice all along. But you are not the same ruler you were before. You have walked through the pain of the Three of Swords. You have seen the truth behind the illusions with the moon reversed. You have been rebuilding your kingdom, reinforcing your walls, and polishing your own crown. You have learned that your worth is not dependent on who chooses you, but on the fact that you consistently and fiercely choose yourself. He is not returning to the person he left. He is returning to the throne, hoping the seat is still empty. He will be stunned to find you sitting there, more radiant and powerful than ever, ruling your life with a steady hand and a heart that no longer seeks validation from those who have proven themselves disloyal. This return is a final exam from the universe. It is asking, "My dear Leo, have you learned that you are the source of your own light? Will you allow someone who willingly chose the shadows to come and drain your energy once more? He is returning to be rescued, not to be your equal." If you have ever had someone try to return to your life, not to love you, but to use your warmth, I want you to make a royal decree. In the comments, declare this powerful truth: "My heart is a kingdom, not a temporary shelter." Let us affirm our sovereignty together. And so, we arrive at the final, magnificent crossroads, the choice that will define the next chapter of your reign. He stands before you, a supplicant at the gates of your kingdom. And the card that governs this potent moment is one of the most significant in all the tarot, the Lovers in reverse. When it is upright, the Lover's card speaks of choices that lead to harmonious union with another. But when it is reversed, its message becomes intensely personal, an internal alignment. The Lover's reversed is not about choosing between him and the new person. It is not even about choosing between him and being alone. It is a choice between your past and your future. It is a choice between two versions of you. It is a choice between the Leo who might still be addicted to the drama, whose pride might be momentarily soothed by his return, and the Leo who sits on the throne of self-love, the enlightened ruler who understands that true power lies in peace, stability, and unwavering self-respect. The Lover's reversed is asking you a simple but profound question. Will you, the Sun, choose to revolve around a lesser planet again? Or will you reclaim your rightful place at the center of your own solar system? Refusing to allow him back into the inner sanctum of your life is not an act of pride or ego. It is the ultimate coronation. It is you placing the crown of self-worth upon your own head and recognizing that not everyone is worthy of standing beside your throne. Some people are meant to be subjects, and some are meant to be lessons learned. He is the latter. You were not born to be a backup plan. You were not born to be a source of warmth for those who are cold from their own poor choices. You were born to rule, to love, to create, to shine. And you deserve a consort who is brave enough, strong enough, and worthy enough to build an empire with you. As we draw this powerful reading to a close, my magnificent Leo kings and queens, I want you to feel the power and light you have reclaimed today. Feel the warmth returning not from an external source, but from the eternal flame within your own heart. You have faced the truth of why you are unforgettable. You have stared into the wound of betrayal and seen it not as a weakness, but as a testament to your own brilliance. You have understood their regret and seen it for what it is, the sorrow of a soul that chose comfort over greatness, and you have prepared for their return, not as a hopeful lover, but as a wise and discerning sovereign. The path forward is now illuminated by your own inner sun. Whatever you choose, you will do so from a place of power, not pain, from a place of wisdom, not want. Remember who you are. You are Leo, the lion-hearted, the ruler, the sun-kissed creator. Your generosity is a gift. Your loyalty is a treasure, and your love is a privilege. Never again settle for anyone who treats it as anything less. This is the dawn of your new reign. I would be so honored to witness your journey in the comments below. What did your royal heart hear today? What truths were illuminated for you? Share your insights, because your story is a torch that can help light the way for another Leo walking a similar path. And of course, If you have not yet pledged your loyalty to your own growth, subscribe to Cosmic Wisdom. Join our pride. We have so many more kingdoms to explore together. You can continue your journey right now by clicking on one of the videos you see on your screen. Thank you for trusting me with your magnificent heart today. It is a profound honor to walk with royalty. Remember, you are not just a character in your story. You are the author, the director, and the brilliant star. From my heart to your radiant soul, may you shine ever so brightly.